Plain and simple. To me, Abigail was a delicious poison. An intoxicating, overwhelming poison. Yowie wowie!
What's up, everybody? We are back for another episode of Abby's Window, and we're on a special day. I want to apologize because we had to move from our originally planned day of Tuesday, but had some things happening in the family, that kind of stuff. Um, just wanted to apologize to start out, but. We're here. We're here today, and we are joined by Nicole. Nicole, how are you today?
Doing well. Also going through stuff, personal stuff in my life, but finally think things are getting better as the week passes, and I'm with you guys, and it'll be a good episode. Something's telling me it's going to be a very, very good episode.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Gonna be a lot of fun. And Jody, how are you feeling? We're gonna go through a little bit of Jody's week. But how are you feeling? And give us a report if you don't mind.
I'm doing okay. I'm medicated. That's about all I can say. Medication is.
So I was going to say sometimes medication is very, very helpful when it comes to pain and ailments. So glad to have you here. Glad to have everyone in the chat here as well. Thank you all for joining us as you always do. Let's see. Can I go down the list real quick? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to say welcome everyone because we have a lot of people joining from different platforms. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. And for all of our channel members, we want to say thank you for your support as always. So we are going to get started. Jody, you want to talk about your week first, or do you want to go cover a little bit of Caleb's Corner first?
No, we can talk about my week. That's fine. Okay. So Saturday morning, I was getting ready for work, and I was getting dressed, and something happened, and my back completely froze up. I've had this issue before, which is what I've been seeing a pain specialist for. I've got some common nursing injury that, you can get pinched nerves in your back, and that's a pretty common nursing injury because we're on our feet a lot and putting a lot of stress on our back. So been dealing with, a little bit of that for the past pretty much since the beginning of the year. But, we kind of hit a good, stable point. I felt like I was doing the steroid injections. We've gotten to a good point where I felt like our medication, he had me on a couple of different medications to try to help some of that. And, I felt like we were at a good point, and something just happened on Saturday. Everything locked up. My back froze up. My leg froze up. I got stabbing pains all the way down my left leg. My husband, God bless him, called an ambulance because, I could tolerate the pain. It kind of felt like a Charlie horse that didn't go away. Except it was sharp and stabby. But I could have dealt with the pain fine because obviously I have medication to do that. But my entire leg went numb. And the last time this happened, it was like the outside of my foot that went numb. This time it was my entire left leg went numb, which is a really weird sensation to have really sharp stabbing pain, but your leg's numb at the same time. So went to the hospital in an ambulance at about 5:30 in the morning. And they did an MRI and said, I didn't really understand a lot of what it said, but ended up going to the pain specialist today, and not really very good news. She said that it's, we're kind of at the point where we need to start talking about surgery. So she put in an urgent request for me to see a spinal surgeon. Basically, I have a disc in my back that's kind of cracked, and kind of bulging out of my spine, and it is in contact, consistently in contact with my nerve in my leg. So my leg is still numb, and they're just a little bit worried, obviously, about continued compression on that nerve can cause permanent damage, which obviously would, end my career as a nurse. So they're treating this pretty urgently. She did make a couple of changes to my medications, which seem to be doing okay at the moment, pain wise. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm not allowed to work until the end of next week, while she's doing this, medication adjustment. They set me up for another steroid injection on the 13th, and I just got to meet with the spinal surgeon and kind of discuss what he wants to do and go from there. So best case scenario, he doesn't feel like I need surgery and we can kind of figure it out. Obviously worst case scenario, there's several different kinds of surgeries they can do. They can kind of shave off some of the bone to give it more room. They can shave off some of the disc to give the nerve more room. They can completely take the disc out and fuse those two bones together. So it's kind of really up to them on what they want to do. So I'm kind of just in a waiting period at the moment with, a numb leg. But I think the biggest thing for us is just obviously, spinal surgery is a big deal, but financially for us, I'm the primary breadwinner in our family. So having to take, now almost 2 weeks off of work by the time I actually go back, I mean, that's a whole pay period that we're going to be missing. So thankfully, the Lord knew that, and I have a lot of overtime from, we get paid tomorrow, and I have a lot of overtime on that check. So he just kind of knew we would need it, which, I love it when he gives you those aha moments. So yeah, that's been my week so far.
Please know that we're praying for you. We're praying for your relief. We're praying for good diagnosis and prognosis. And we're going to hope for the best and pray for the best. And you're absolutely right. When it comes to the Lord providing a way when it's like there's no way, it just tends to happen that way.
And I'm not, it's kind of hard to wrap your brain around what are we going to do financially. We have a house, we have children to support, but I don't know. I feel at peace about it. Like, I'm not worried about it. Yeah. The Lord's come through for us so many times. We almost at one point lost our house, and we're able to get through that. So we've been faithful in tithing, and I think, we're not rewards, but, we're faithful in that. So he's going to be faithful to us. And
the power of prayer is very strong.
It is.
Yeah.
I pray every night before I go to sleep. The power of prayer is strong.
Lots of prayers just for relief. Hopefully I can, get back to work, and not have to take any more time off than what I already am.
Yeah. I'm all, aside from praying for the health and the prognosis and everything, I'm going to be praying for some financial blessings too. Sometimes the way things work out, you might get a random check, or you might get a random Cash App or a random refund or something like that.
Which just happened a lot.
Yeah, it'll just happen. It'll just happen. So, so we're gonna be praying for that too. So, Jody, thank you for sharing that. Like I said, I know that I'm not alone in saying that. We're thinking of you. I'm seeing it in the chat already. You've got some folks that are behind you that are praying for you, that love you, that care, and that's what's great about all of you
a
folks.
lot.
Yeah,
it really does.
Yeah. So
you're a strong girl. You're a strong girl, and God even knows it too. That you're one of the toughest women in the world right now. So, it's true. I don't just say that because you're my friend. I say it because it's true.
Thank you.
My father is going through something as right still at the moment. God knows that even though he's wheelchair bound, he's still my dad is still going strong. And I always say those are the strongest people because they have a big heart.
Yeah,
and,
you should see me. I did manage to go to work yesterday just because there was no way I wasn't going. If I would have called in again and not gone, the other nurse that I would have been by herself, and I just was not going to do that to people. So I literally, I was in one of these wheeled chairs, office desk chairs, literally wheeling around doing my job.
But you deserve to rest too. There is you as long as you get enough rest, trust me, you will be back on your feet and you will be just as strong as you were before.
I'm walking a little bit better.
That's good.
Now,
that's good.
I think a lot of it is just fear. So because it goes out of alignment or whatever so easily.
Read this message. It's everything and rise. You will make it.
Oh, I know. Me and Bray have the same tattoo. Fear is a liar, but
yep.
Yeah, it's fear. Like I'm worried about stepping on my foot a certain way and having it go back out again.
Of course.
So yeah, I'm definitely being a lot more careful about how I walk, but there's not much I can do as far as that.
It's all about baby steps, and you will make it. I promise you.
It's fear. Like, I know I need to be stretching and walking, and there's just a lot of fear involved of it freezing up like that again, and having to go back to the emergency room in an ambulance.
No, don't always have positive thoughts, and you will. And trust me, all good things, nothing but good things will come your way.
Yeah. So I'm glad you guys are here, and this is why we're family. We depend on each other, and that's exactly how Bray would want it to be.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah. Again, Jody, thank you for sharing, and I know you got a lot of people behind you and rooting for you and praying for you and thinking about you. So, all right. So let's get to Caleb's Corner. What do you say?
Yeah. It's a nice segue because, Caleb kind of made my day a few days ago. I did get to talk to I think it was his mom. She's the one that does all of his PR and press stuff. So I did get to talk to her over email about getting him on the show. And she said she was he actually was sick for 3 weeks after he got back from the UK. And now he's in Alabama with one of his good friends. So she said after the July 4th holiday, she was going to have a conversation with him and try to nail down a date for him to come on the show, which is going to be exciting. I have so many questions in my head, just, about his new music that he's making. And, some really thought-provoking questions I want to ask him for sure about this new music and touring and, his love for horror movies. And I think it's going to be a really fun interview.
Yeah.
But yes, I did get a video.
That's awesome.
Well, can we show said video now?
Yes.
All right. So here's the video.
Jodie Gilly, what is going on? It is Caleb Johnson here. Hope you're doing well wherever you are out in the world. I wanted to come on here and just briefly say, hey, it was great seeing you at the show over in the UK. Thank you so much for the amazing gifts that you continuously shower me with, which is, I really appreciate that. You don't have to do that, but you do give me some cool stuff. So I really, really love that. And again, thank you so much for those awesome little goodies that you give me. And love seeing you at the shows. Hope to see you at a show soon. And peace, love, and rock and roll. Take care.
Translation. You don't have to buy me presents, but I kind of like it. So keep doing it. Which I thought was adorable. You know, he's like, you don't have to buy me presents, but you do give me some cool stuff. So
But it's cool. So
I'm not going to turn it down.
Aww.
Oh, yeah. So I ordered, they were selling out of these t-shirts left and right. And I wanted to get one for myself, but they didn't have any of my size left. So I thought, I want to support them. So these are the tour t-shirts from the UK tour. And it has all the dates on the back. So I did get a couple of them. I got one for Logan. I got one for Harper. Harper's obviously in Florida at the moment with with her mom. So yeah, Logan adores Caleb so much.
Aww.
It's adorable.
That's really cool.
that is cool. That's very cool.
He's a nice dude. I can't wait to get him on here and have a chat with him. I think it's going to be an awesome time.
That's gonna be fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. All right. So speaking of a lot of fun, we've had a lot of interesting topics and rumors and teases. Let's get to the tease first. What do you say about that?
I'd say so.
Which one do you want to get to first? You want to get to?
I mean, you gotta. I think we gotta address the elephant in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Let's address it.
I agree.
Which is the game.
Okay, so let's go there.
So
yes, I got that email.
Yep, I got the email too. So basically, I read it and then I read it again because I was like, wait a minute. And if you read the bottom, it says, Revel with Wyatt pack features the highly anticipated return of Bray Wyatt.
Yep.
And I was like, that's a nice play on words.
Yeah.
And obviously they came out with this image. I love this graphic. I mean, the glove on his hand, the lantern, the black mask that we've only seen very briefly. And then you can also see Howdy in the background if you look carefully of this picture. So, you know, I know that we've talked about this before. Like, don't be surprised if his return coincides with.
No. Stop. I'm going to take the image off the screen. No. Stop being modest and just be honest. You know what? I'm going to do it for you.
Okay.
If you go back several episodes, Jody said this exact thing would happen. So just going to throw that out there. Since he's going to be modest.
I'm sure I'm not the only person that had that thought, but yes, the pack is set to release on July the 19th, which is a Wednesday. So I think there's going to be, obviously there's something in it with this black mask that we haven't seen very much of. Howdy is in it as well.
Uncle Howdy looks friggin' awesome.
I know, it's amazing. So I think there's going to be something in this pack dealing with Bray Wyatt that we haven't really seen much of yet.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to, you know, it's just smart business. It's smart marketing to have him come back, you know, either the Raw or the SmackDown before this release to hype it up. And it's smart business that they came out with these pictures today. Like,
yes.
What, 2-3 days before Money in the Bank? Because I kid you not, how many times have we seen it on social media just replying to these pictures? Everybody's eyes are going to be on Money in the Bank now because of this. Well, obviously not just because of this, but now everybody's going to be looking at Money in the Bank for a tease.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, I mean, all around, it's just smart business, smart marketing. So,
and they keep saying that he's going to appear also by SummerSlam, so he could appear anytime at this point. And, you know, I don't care where he pops up, because now we know that they showed these photos from the game. That means he ain't
going anywhere.
That's another thing. He ain't going, and he never left, guys. He never left.
He never left WWE.
He never left.
Going anywhere. Everything's fine.
He never got released. Nothing. He was just unfortunately sick. And what matters is that for them to show these photos, that means that he is fully recovered and he will be kicking everybody's ass anytime soon.
And I think that's the general consensus now about why he has been gone. I'm not going to confirm or deny it, but I'm glad he's feeling better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's all that matters, you know?
It was rough. So I'm glad that he's doing,
you know, at the end of the day, these guys are human beings, and they go through the same crap that everybody, like the rest of us, go through.
That's right.
So
that's right.
Unfortunately, these things happen, but you know what? Health comes first. And he in knowing that he's going to be back soon, it's going to even make this even more.
If it happens on SmackDown or Raw before this game comes out, it's a perfect time to build for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Perfect. And now you've got Fastlane coming to Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
So psyched about that. Although we were looking at tickets and, oh my goodness, they are redonkulously expensive. But
Jesus.
we are still committed to go. We really want to go. So we're still hoping to be able to do that. Obviously, now that we've had this financial setback, it's going to depend on where we can sit. But we are definitely going. I have already messaged Bray about it and said, look, your butt better be there at Fastlane because I want to see you. I want to give you a hug. So, so Fastlane is coming to Indianapolis October 7th. I'm psyched. It's gonna be a blast.
It's gonna be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be awesome. Well, let's get to this too.
Mm-hmm. So Eric, I can never pronounce his last name. Russo. Reposted this on social media, and just reminding people, obviously Wyndham posted this a long time ago before he came back with the Fiend, but it's just applicable because we all miss him, we all want him back. And the quotes just it takes a long time for I'm sure even Caleb would say that it takes a long time to write songs, record songs, produce songs.
Yeah.
All of that. It's a process. And, Wyndham is an artist.
I agree.
So, and, he even said in this, I found what I lost and I will not disappoint. And he definitely won't. So just be patient. And, we'll enjoy him when he gets back because he will be back.
Yes.
All right. Now we got to get to this too.
Oh God, I flipped out when Eric Rowan posted this. I literally jumped out of my bed. I was like, oh my God.
Yes. So this sneaky little
sheet mask
post from Eric Rowan. I don't remember what he said. Old dog, new tricks or something. It actually made me think of, I don't know if you guys have seen it. It was something Jason Baker posted that they had worked on a sheet mask that actually moved.
Oh yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, mechanical,
like a
animatronic.
Animatronic. There we go.
So it really reminded me of that post that Jason Baker did. I think it was months ago, but and it was a random one that he, they made this animatronic sheep mask. So, loving the I don't know. I think it's easy to say that he's going to be involved, and he may be. But I think he's just trying to get the hype up for his buddy.
If he does show up with Bray, don't be surprised if he brings that mask back.
Oh,
that
sure.
talks, because that was really original.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick.
It was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see that animatronic one, because that would just be amazing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you both kind of answered my next question, but I'm going to ask it again. Do you think that we get him involved or some type of tease this weekend? And how confident would you say that he's going to be involved at some point?
I don't think we get a tease of Eric Rowan specifically this weekend, but I do think he gets involved at some point.
Okay.
I think initially the focus is going to be on Bray, as it should be.
As it should, yeah. Nicole, what are your thoughts?
I say the same thing. I don't think we'll see anything yet. Sorry, I got my boyfriend was calling me. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
What was I saying? I don't think we'll see a tease at the moment, but I'm sure when Bray is fully returned, I think Eric Rowan will come back with him. That's how I feel.
Me too.
Now, I do have
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. Just my little conspiracy theory mind here, but just looking at this picture, it's a cool picture. You got the sheep mask and all that, but in the background, you have on and off, or if you look at it, is that O2, as in the O2 arena?
Oh.
Just my little conspiracy theory mind. Did anyone else pick up on that? And if so, what are your thoughts on that?
I did not. Something I did pick up on, though, it is, if you look carefully, and it took me a second when I first saw it, it is Eric Rowan holding and looking at the sheep mask.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see that at first. I was like, oh, it's a sheep mask. And then I looked at it. I'm like, oh, he's holding it. Okay. And the switch is on. So there's things to brew.
Yeah, there's something brewing there. So yeah, I was interested to see if anyone else picked up on that.
Clever.
Because it's very clever. I was when I saw that, I was like, okay, O2, and I was like, oh, I know it was supposed to say on off, but it's I think this is what's so fun about this, is because you see these little nuggets of information in the background. They're never in the forefront. It's always in the background. You have to go digging, and that's what it's meant for. It's meant for the folks that want to go digging, to pick up the clues, to
How many times has Kyle told us that?
Right, exactly. Exactly. I mean, that's why you have folks like C Wrestling, like us, like Wrestling Wizard, I believe is the name. You've got a lot of people out there who really enjoy this stuff, and like all of you that are watching with us today, I mean, you like to go digging for the clues and to put the pieces together. So that's what's really fun about this. Makes being a Bray Wyatt fan very, very fun, and there's always something to talk about and always something to break down.
And Bray loves it that way. When he says, in that promo, he said when he first came back and he said, I love you too. Like, he really does. He adores and really, really loves the fans, the true fans, the hardcore fans, the ones that have been with him the entire way. And he knows who's real and who's not. He's not oblivious to that. for sure. But, you know, when he cares, he really does. He, you know, he cares so much about the fans, and, you know, it's nice to kind of feel like we're on this journey with him, which is something that most people try to gain but never achieve.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and you can see they're trying. He's kind of paved the way for some of these characters to now explore their darkness. And we've really seen that since the sale of, you know, when WWE sold to whatever that company was. But you know, we're seeing these superstars that are now embracing their darkness. I like that term. They're embracing their darkness. Finn Balor's getting dark. You know, we're seeing Alba Fry, and, you know, we're seeing them getting dark. We're seeing so many people carrying Cross. He's getting dark. They're just embraced. And I think Bray, obviously Undertaker really started that, but Bray has still been paving the way. He's been keeping that train rolling, which is great.
Yep. Lots of fun. And speaking of someone else that's been dark, you know, had a darker character.
Finn Balor. Look. This buildup with him and Seth is freaking gold. Absolute gold. Because being a Bray Wyatt fan, you dig into those nuggets like we just talked about. There's hints of both of them bringing out something in themselves that they haven't seen for a long time. I don't think we see the Demon at Money in the Bank, but
I'm back.
Seth clearly wants Finn to really bring out the beast. You know, which is something Bray has said. There's been a lot of times that we've watched, me and my husband have watched this build up for this match and gone, that was very Bray-ish. I mean, that entire promo that Finn did on Raw was so Bray-ish. I mean, the fog in the background and the way he was talking. So, you know, I said, what if, and I said, go with me here, what if we see a darker version of the Demon? The only downside to that is then do you have Seth lose to the Demon? So I don't know. I think that match is going to get dark. That's what I think.
Yeah, that promo that Finn cut, that was
amazing.
Definitely, it was very superb.
Mm-hmm.
One of Finn's best promos he's ever cut.
It's amazing.
And, you know, honestly, in my opinion, I kind of rooting for him, because you know what, him when he won that title the first time, and I was actually there when it happened. I felt bad for him because he actually is a great performer, and I loved the Demon character, and the fact he had to give it up the next day. It's just it kind of bums him out. It kind of bums you out, you know. So honestly, I love Seth Rollins. I love Seth freaking Rollins. He's funny. He's entertaining. He's a whole package. But I have a feeling Finn might beat him.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very possible, and
he could beat him with a darker character.
Yes,
right. And I like the fact that you said that, Jody, earlier about other characters embracing their darkness. I think we're going to get a lot edgier when it comes to those types of gimmicks.
I love that.
Mike, you know what, Michael King, I'm going to do this. I never do this for myself, but I'm going to say that I called that because
you did.
Because I said that the Lone Wolf would come back.
Come back.
Long and behold, I'm actually so happy that he came back as a Lone Wolf.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
So I'm gonna.
That character's better for him. It's better.
They really are trying to make. You know, you can see the business plans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they are trying to make NXT that third show that it deserves to be.
Yeah.
You know, as an equal to SmackDown and Raw, and so far I think they're it's going to take time, but so far I think that they are doing well with it.
Yeah.
Having
Yeah, I
Seth
agree.
go there, yeah, I 100%.
I agree. I agree. So Eric D 22B says, could this lead to a Wyatt family versus Judgment Day, or
Oh, shut up and take
some
my
version of a faction with Bray
money.
and versus Judgment Day?
Shut up and take my money.
See, that would be a great story to tell. That'd be a great feud.
Yeah.
I feel like
Wouldn't you have? That would be a good way to pave a feud between Bray and Damian Priest.
yes.
Yeah. Plus, the other thing that you could do is you could have. I mean, if you wanted to eventually build to that matchup or to Finn, you could have Bray just kind of mow through Dom, and
Oh,
I mean, think about that. I mean, it would be a lot of fun for him just to mow through Dom, and then even if he went up against Damian Priest before he got to Finn Balor, you could have him kind of start off in that way and pick up a couple wins just to get a little more momentum if you start there.
yep.
Yeah, I think that would be very interesting. And I want to say welcome to everyone that's joined in the last little bit. We've had quite a spike, so thank you all for joining us. We
Like,
greatly appreciate it. Yeah, hit that like button while you're here, and if you're on YouTube, subscribe if you're new. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, there's a lot brewing, as Jody said earlier, when it comes to some possible storylines,
There's
a
some storms
potential
of brewing.
return. There's some storms are brewing.
Yep.
Yep. So it's very exciting. So I'm going, before we get into the artwork, because that's where we're going next. I'm going to start with Nicole and then end up with Jody.
Mhm.
So, do you think, looking into your crystal ball or your booking sheet from backstage in gorilla position, do you think that we get any reference to Bray Wyatt at Money in the Bank come Saturday? And if not, how close do you think we are to a return?
Well, they keep saying that Bray Wyatt is gonna return close to SummerSlam, but then again, he could return much sooner than that. Now that they showed him being in the video game that's going to be released soon, so I mean, we might get a tease if possible. It's possible that we might get a tease, but he won't be there physically at Money in the Bank. We might get a tease, something on the Titantron or something like the Fiend in the Box or the symbol. Like, and I'm not just saying it might be it. I'm saying that like a sign or symbol that might appear on any of these matches. Doesn't have to be the Money in the Bank match. It could be between Finn Balor and Seth or Dom and Cody. You don't know. It could just be a sign. Listen, I'm coming back, so you better be ready. Something like that.
So, Nicole, what if they do this? What if they advertise the game in front of the live crowd, and when you get to Bray, he, like, when they show a picture of Bray, he does the laugh.
Oh God,
Love it.
forget it. Forget it. Jeff,
Um,
forget it. You will hear screams come all the way from Staten Island. I guarantee you. I guarantee everybody here will be hearing screams all the way from Staten Island. Actually, I'll be in Jersey this week. I'll be in Jersey instead. So you'll hear screams come from Jersey.
From Jersey. So up in the upstate of New York here, we'll hear you from Jersey. So
I'll be going, oh my God. Forget it.
I would love that.
When the Funhouse came back after a while, that's going to be my reaction.
Gotcha.
I almost choked to death on a Rice Krispie treat. Forget it. That was
all right, Jody. What are your thoughts? Do you think we see anything this weekend? And if not, when do you think we do? How close do you think we are?
I think we have to. Now that they've come out with the pictures of the game and it's gotten this much, hype, I think you have to do a tease. I think it will only be a tease. I don't envision him being there in person, but I definitely think we get some kind of tease. They could advertise the game, like you said, but the Bray part is actually Bray on screen. You know what I mean?
And he laughs, just like Jeff said. If we
amazing.
hear that laugh,
yeah,
the whole place is gonna erupt.
So yeah, or we get some. I wouldn't mind a QR code. I think we get something hinting that he's coming soon.
Yeah, that would be. I can't,
but not a physical appearance.
Gotcha. Just for that, I would love to see it happen because I want to see the England fans, the folks there in the live attendance react. Like I want to see them.
I can imagine that they must scream like insane.
Yep.
Yeah, I just want to see something happen. So
yeah, I think they have to, even if it's just they advertise the game.
They advertise. Yep.
Yeah. It's good marketing, like Jody said earlier, and I won't get started on marketing because I can talk for hours about marketing. So that's what I do.
What you do for a living. So
that's what I do. So all right. So let's get to some artwork, shall we? Let's get into this. I know this is one of the favorite segments of this show. So let's get to it. This is really cool right here, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't wait for that. That's definitely going to happen. That's definitely going to happen.
For sure. I don't remember who posted this on Twitter. I did retweet it though, so it's on my feed somewhere. Yeah, I mean, this needs to happen at some point. Obviously, we've talked about Karen Cross on the show before. That whole storyline, like his character development is so good. And he's so underused that he needs a push. He needs a big push. And he deserves a big push because she's amazing.
Hey, I feel like he's earned it.
100%.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think Nicole will know the artist of these next two photos pretty well.
Hey! Yes, they do. They do look familiar.
That's because you drew them.
I sketched these at my job yesterday. I forgot my pencils and my sketchbook from home because I usually would sketch on my break if I didn't feel like going for a walk. I was like, you know what? I'll draw out my favorite people, and I used a regular pen and I sketched out the Fiend and I sketched out the original Wyatt family.
That's so amazing.
Because when I saw that post of that Eric Rowan posted, it just got me in the mood of the Wyatt family, and I was just like, I miss these guys. And I listened from when Bray was in NXT and he was cutting those badass promos, and just listen. Hey, you want to see something really scary? It's just I literally almost felt like crying because I was like, I can't believe it. 10 years ago.
Funny story, and I was talking to actually one of Bray's family members about this. So that when I got home from the emergency room, I was watching old Bray promos.
Aww.
Obviously, I was in a good mood because I had Valium. And I literally, I cried. I was like, oh my gosh. So I told her, I said, this is what happened, because she was making sure I was okay. And I said, I just cried, because I miss him. Everybody misses him. And so, yeah, he knows how loved he is and how missed he is.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. And great work, Nicole.
Thank you.
Amazing work.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's also amazing work.
Yes.
It
is. So this is Blake. Obviously, we've had him showcased on our channel before. Amazing. I really love, it's that cartoon version again.
It looks like it's part of a comic book.
Yes, I love that comic book cartoony kind of, I love it. It's just, that's my kind of art. Is that, obviously you can tell with all the art I have around me, they're all in their own way, kind of comic book cartoonish, and I love it.
See wrestling. Talking about, let's not lie. They've done this reveal today because it's Fight Forever release day. Where's the hype now? See
Which is
Wrestling saying
why
that.
I love him.
See Wrestling saying that.
He just comes in
WWE
and does a mic drop and is like, all right, peace out.
Yeah. Saying that WWE might be a little bit petty on release day for Fight Forever.
That's okay. The other one's been petty long enough.
All right, and just because we've got this is awesome again.
Yes, fantastic.
Is it me or does it look like this mask? Because I know Eric Rowan had 10,000 other masks. This one looks like it has horns coming out. Is that like on the like it's coming down? Doesn't it?
Old.
Yeah.
It looks old and tattered.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It looks like it does have horns. Yeah.
But it's low. It's not high. It's low.
Yeah, they're low horns. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there.
I
wish there was a way I could blow
still
it
have
up.
my mask. I still have my mask, my sheep mask from 10 years ago. It's right above my shelf. I still have it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it definitely looks worn.
Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right, here we go.
Oh, wrestling edits on Twitter, coming up with these golden pieces again, just keeping all, got all those different versions of Bray in one picture.
That bluish cool gray theme is just perfect.
I know. And you've got Howdy in the background, you've got Cult Leader Bray, you've got the Fiend, you've got Bray, you've got the Burnt Fiend. I mean, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. This is
Oh.
I love this. I love this. So the black phone, obviously, that one Mr. Jason Baker did, and Tom Savini did amazing mask work for. They had their 1 year anniversary.
Wow, it's already been a year. That's insane.
I know. And if you're new to our channel, we did have Jason Baker on our show for an interview. What was that, like almost a year and a half ago, talking about working with Bray on and coming up with that concept for the Fiend. So fantastic interview. I would love to have him on again. I have reached out to him a couple of times to try to get him back on here, but I think they might be in a moment of they can't, he can't say much. But I love this edit of just making it Joker-ish. So this was just, somebody had.
That's a nice edit. That's a very good edit.
It's
That's
great.
good.
I loved it.
very good.
Hey.
So Eric again, Wyatt OG, he made this while I was in the hospital in the emergency room to
Very thoughtful of you, Eric. Very nice.
try to lift my spirits a little bit, and that was very, very sweet of him. This was a long time ago, like a long time. We were that is actually still in our old when we were living in our apartment, which was over 2 years ago. But it's always been one of my favorite pictures. I think we were getting ready for a pay-per-view, and yeah, I love that T-shirt. That's always my favorite one. Always will be. But that was very sweet of him to make that. And again,
Yes.
that comic book cartoon, I just love it.
Awesome, Eric.
Haha.
This is nice.
Kyle Scarborough for the win. Trying to get him back on the show too. He's very busy man. But he is a good friend, and he's become a very good friend over the past few years. But yeah, he posted this on Twitter, and it was just too cool not to share.
Even Wyndham liked it. That's because this is really well done.
It's Kyle.
It's Kyle. It's Kyle. Obviously, it's Kyle.
He also did this one, which is fantastic. I love it. I mean, there's so many little details in this one. The pit in the bottom and the teeth, and are they pulling something out or pushing something in? The rib cage, like it's so good.
And if you look closely, what the guy's wearing, it looks like a butcher's apron.
Yeah. Yep, like Texas Chainsaw.
And that's what Bray would wear. I think he wore that one WrestleMania. It looked like a butcher.
Yeah, he wore that
on
butcher,
it.
and it had like different faces on it.
Yep. Yep.
Remember that? Yep.
Kim Dillon made that. She made a lot of his outfits.
She did, and they are fantastic. Absolutely. That's another person we should reach out to, see if we can get her on the show. But yeah, Scarborough is, he's a legend.
Yes.
Tremendous.
He's solidified himself as an he's an artiste at this point.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
And there's so much more that, you guys haven't seen that I hope at some point he gets to show you guys.
Oh boy.
All right, we got a few more here.
Hey, Brittany.
Brittany K.
So shout out to Brittany. She's been having a tough week as well. Everybody has mental health issues going on, and I don't know. Depression in these days are it just kills people. I mean, that's just the time that we live in. But yeah, definitely shout out to Brittany. If you have time, just send her a quick note, letting her know that you care, because I know that she's had a tough week too, and she's very loved as well. That's why we have matching tattoos. That's why we're the Wyndham sisters. So, yeah, I love this. Again, it's that water.
Yep.
Kind of.
It's giving me that underwater vibe.
Yes, it's beautiful. I love it, and the detail, like. The lighting, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
She redid this one. She said she wanted to redo Howdy, and again, that underwater feel. It's like Howdy's been living in a marsh. Coming up from the lagoons of Lafayette, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a throwback for you.
Yes. Because wasn't that his very first promo when he was in FCW? Yep. I was born in Lafayette, Louisiana. And then he spoke about
Louisiana. Yep.
And then he spoke about how his daddy burnt in the boat or something.
Yep.
Can't believe I remember that. Jesus.
I remember that.
Could you imagine? This makes me think about. Could you imagine if we ever get some type of vignette or a promo or something where we have Bray walking along water, and the camera has him, and then all of a sudden pans over his shoulder and looks at the water like he's looking at it, and this is what you see.
Oh,
amazing.
Mind blown.
Mm-hmm.
It made me think of that idea. So just throwing that out there. And then one last one.
Water has been in a lot of his stuff.
A lot. Yeah, yes. A lot of his stuff. One last one here from Brittany.
I definitely do want a poster of this. She is selling these as posters. She decided to make her own funhouse sign, which obviously the poster I have from the one in the box is currently sitting on Logan's wall in a frame because Bray signed it for him.
It kind of reminds me of the Stranger Things lights.
Mm-hmm.
Only certain spots, like the certain letters, are lighting up. That's what it reminds me of. I like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Awesome stuff. So as always, we want to thank all of you talented people for sharing your artwork with all of us. So thank all of you for your awesome talent, and we're gonna end here because I've got to be back on stream in a little bit, and I'd like to get a little food before that. But we're gonna go final thoughts. We'll start with Nicole and end with Jody.
All right. Now that we've seen Bray being part of the DLC and Uncle Howdy, that also means that you better start paying attention on Raw, SmackDown, maybe even NXT, and even the big pay-per-views, because he could pop up any moment right now. Bray could appear. His vignettes or QR codes or Fiend in the boxes or anything could appear anywhere right now, starting now, tomorrow night. SmackDown. You got to watch because he could.
You never know.
You don't know. That's what's great about Bray. He's like the Riddler. You don't know where he's gonna, what's gonna happen, where he's gonna appear, or who he's gonna target.
I just got an interesting text from my husband.
Really?
He said that Rowan pick is a combination of the sheep mask and his Bludgeon Brothers mask with Luke Harper.
Is it? Wait a minute.
And my husband comes in for the mic drop, you guys.
Wait, Luke Harper's mask?
He said his Bludgeon Brothers mask with Luke Harper.
Oh yeah, he did have a blood. Yeah, Eric Rowan. I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up. Just want to see what it looks like. Bludgeon Brothers mask. Let's see. Oh yes, he's right.
Shout out to Chris for
Shout out to my husband, you guys. He's a keeper.
Pointing that out.
My goodness.
That's awesome.
He's right. That's insane. That is freaking nuts.
And Nicole, that's why it looked so out of place and unfamiliar.
I knew it wasn't crazy because I'm like, listen, I know he has the sheep ears, but those look like low horns in front of his ears. I knew it wasn't crazy.
There you go.
The king saying Uncle Harper.
Ooh.
Okay.
If
that's Uncle Harper, that's it.
That would make sense.
That would make sense.
Combination of those masks, and it's got part of that Bludgeon Brothers with Luke Harper for him to be. What if Rowan comes back as Uncle Harper?
In honor of Brody,
the embodiment of the Wyatt family.
In honor of Brody, listen, that would be, excuse my French, fucking awesome.
I'm mind blown right now.
That would be absolutely a beautiful thing.
I'm gonna have
not only for Brody
part of the show and post it for you guys.
And John Bennett said, "I'm excited now." I'm just as excited as I was when I saw those pictures on 2K23. I am just as excited. So anything, like I said, guys, anything could happen.
So you got Uncle Howdy, which I think we've all resigned it to be his brother. Family. He embodies the family. Family. And then you have Uncle Harper that embodies the Wyatt family. Got two families. And what if Rowan comes back and is Uncle Harper?
And if he does, let's say Bray does have a feud with one of the members of the Judgment Day, Bray could say something along the lines of, you have your family, meet mine, and then
both of them.
That's it.
Boom.
There you go.
You know what you have to do now? You have to draw another picture of the new Wyatt family with Eric Rowan's new mask.
Yeah, there's your homework, artists out there.
All artists get involved. Yeah. Everyone.
Get me a picture of Uncle Howdy, Uncle Harper as this mask, and Bray, and the Wyatt family, the new Wyatt family.
Wow. All right.
We got so much to look forward to, Fireflies. We have so much to look forward to.
No, John Bennett, they were not gummies. He just sent me a message on Facebook and said, "Were those gummies that you ate for the pain?" No, they were not.
All right, Jody, final thoughts.
That's why I love my husband, you guys. He just like C earlier, he comes in with the mic drop and
that's it. That's it. Blowing our minds once again.
So, speaking of my husband and Abby's window, I put out a little thing earlier to kind of feel people out, but since I'm off work for a while, I wanted to do kind of like a tea time with Abby.
Yes, I'm down.
Just like short little videos, like, I might make one about what we talked about today, about that being Uncle Harper and this new Wyatt family. So yeah, I'm, just kind of putting little videos together, little 5-minute videos or something we can talk, I might talk about a Bray theory. We might talk about a little Caleb. We might have some WWE news, just talk about wrestling in general, but try to keep it focused on Bray.
Yeah.
Just so that, when we have these big moments, we don't have to wait for Abby's. Obviously, we love coming here because we're a family. We get to talk about it more, but those initial reactions, more of that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's coming soon while I'm off work to start making some of these,
That's a great idea.
So
that's a great idea,
Mm-hmm. So keep your eyes peeled for those on our channel.
There you go.
You heard it, folks.
Some breaking news as we end the show on a couple different fronts. So there you go. Thank all of you for joining us this evening. We really appreciate it. As always love the conversation and the ideas and the theories and the comments, like Chris had, bringing up that theory and bringing that to our attention, and then the C Wrestlings of the world coming in and
dropping the mic and leaving.
That's great.
But yeah, thank all of you, to all of you wonderful artists. Thank you for sharing your work. You all are amazing. And again, if you're into wrestling and you don't have anything to do this Thursday, Impact Wrestling will be on this channel in about 40 minutes. So I really got to get something to eat. But thank all of you for joining, and we'll see you next time on Abby's Window. Take care.
So what do you say? You want to see